On our passive income journey, it's really important to stay connected to the projects we've invested in, or even some that we've looked at before, and find out what kind of new tricks are out there that could help boost our returns. Better yet, what kind of sweet treats just might be hiding out there that we haven't invested in yet, or that we can collect on right now. So, in the spirit of Halloween, we're going to do a little trick-or-treating right down DePIN lane, find out what kind of great tricks and what kind of sweet treats we can collect along the way. Now, while some of you are still getting your costumes on or your candy buckets ready, I see we have a couple new faces in the crowd. Hey, welcome down home crypto. But you may not understand what DePIN is. Let me break it down for you real quick. So DePIN stands for Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Network. Putting it very simply, it's taking these big networks of utilities that we utilize every day and decentralizing it. I'll give you an example. Let's take your cell phone company, for example, whether it's AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon. Those are owned and operated by one entity. One company controls it all. How much we pay, the towers, where our service is or is not, they have total control of that. DePIN is decentralizing that. That's right. That's giving the power to the people, us. We get to support our own cell phone plans. We get to get coverage in areas where maybe the big companies don't. So we build and control the network. That is essentially what DePIN is. Now, since we've already talked cell phones, let's start at the beginning with Helium Mobile. Now, as many of you know, I'm a huge proponent for Helium Mobile, and I've been a part of them for quite some time now. The great thing is, not only do I get to build the network by putting out Helium hotspots and earn passive income there, but I actually get to earn by utilizing the network with the Helium Mobile cell phone plan. So, you pair the two together, I'm making money both directions. On top of that, I'm decentralizing the network. And I think that's pretty powerful, and apparently, I'm not the only one that thinks so. Now, it was just announced yesterday that Helium Mobile has partnered up with AmeriBand. Now, this partnership signifies more connections to real-world businesses, places like retail chains, educational institutions, healthcare providers, state and local governments, to carriers looking to expand their networks and their coverage. And they're focused on enhanced communication, customer satisfaction, safety and security, IoT and smart buildings, as well as remote work and learning from home. Now, as we know, partnerships like these really help give Helium Mobile a competitive advantage, but also helps fast-track the adoption process. Now, during that process, you're going to have a few bad actors. So, Helium Mobile has a few tricks up their sleeves and two new HIPs we got to discuss. The first one is HIP 133. Now, HIP 133 is designed to help remove the bad actors and reward the people like us who are doing things right. They're going to do this by requiring a call data record from all covered areas, both A, B, and C. Now, C earlier was not included in HIP 131, so they've added C, which is footfall traffic or more the less traveled areas. Now, on top of that, it's going to require a call data record every 7 epochs for boosted areas and every 42 epochs for non-boosted areas. Now, if you have a Helium hotspot that's a little more off the beaten path, or maybe you don't have nearly as many Helium cell phone users in your area to confirm all these hotspots and you're worried about losing your returns, we've got one more trick up our sleeve to make sure that doesn't happen. I want to introduce you to HIP 132. Now, Helium realizes that discovery and verification mapping is limited to subscribers of a service provider approved by the Helium Mobile community. Well, since Helium Mobile is the only provider at the moment, this creates a barrier to becoming a mapper and slows down the expansion of the network. This proposal seeks to boost the number of Wi-Fi mappers by eliminating the requirement for mappers to be customers of a service provider. Now, this change will make it possible to integrate mapping functionality into third-party applications, such as crypto wallets or DePIN projects. Now, in my humble opinion, I think this is great because it's another way in which we can help grow the Helium network by giving more mapping capabilities to other devices. Even better, it lets us utilize those devices to confirm our more out-of-the-way hotspots. And on top of that, one more avenue to earn some juicy mobile tokens. Now, if you haven't gotten a Helium hotspot yet, or you've been thinking about getting a second one, I've got one sweet treat for you today. Because right now, Hello Helium is running a fall sale on all their hotspots. They're taking 30% off the price, bringing the indoor hotspot down to $175 and the outdoor hotspot down to $350. That's a huge savings and a great treat if you've been waiting to get into Helium. Now, the next stop on our DePIN Tricks or Treat adventure has got to be over to our friends at the Crankk Network. Now, several months ago, I invited all of you to be a beta tester with the Crankk software to turn our old Helium miner into a multi-mining machine. In this video right here, I showed you how to set it up and walked you through the process. But at that point in time, there were only 12 cryptocurrencies you could mine. Right now, we're currently up to 16 different cryptos you can mine with that Helium miner, and that number keeps increasing. That's because the Crankk Network team is always working. In fact, they just made a huge evolution I want to share with you. We have now evolved from beta testers to stable network earners. That's right. In the latest announcement from the Crankk team, they say this transition marks a significant milestone, bringing increased stability and enhanced features. Now, the real question here is, how is this going to affect everybody that's been utilizing the Crankk network? Well, first of all, let's talk about access to the stable branch. Now, the beta branch was free and open to everyone. With this transition to the stable branch, access will be exclusively available to the Crankk software license owners at no extra cost. Now, whether you've been waiting for the stable branch of the Crankk software, or you've been a beta tester collecting all that free money from multi-mining, either way, it's probably time to step up and get a Crankk license. Now, if you run into any problems getting it set up, make sure to check out this video here where I walk you step by step through the process on how to buy your license, set up your wallet, and get everything onboarded and running smoothly. But if you happen to be a beta tester and you think you're left in the cold, great news for you, you're not. You see, the Crankk team understands that we put in a lot of work in our beta testing. And it says we are grateful to the more than 2,300 gateways that participated in the beta program. Your contribution has been invaluable in shaping the multi-mining solution. As a token of our appreciation, we will not overwrite the software on existing installations. Those who join the beta can continue using the setup even without a license. Now, it does let us know that if you do not have a Crankk license, you will not be able to access the UI menu. However, the team has got your back because they're going to keep pushing the updates to the software you've already got installed. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, this really shows the caliber and integrity in which the Crankk network team operates. I mean, after all, they could say, hey, beta testing's over, everybody has to get a license. But instead, they're saying, you guys helped us build it, we got your back. We're going to take care of you and make sure you keep earning. But there is one limitation that we have to keep in mind. Crankk network team is still building. That means new partnerships. And unless you have a license, you cannot onboard those new partnerships. So I'd think about getting a license just as soon as you can. However, for one of you lucky viewers, I'm going to be giving a license away. That's right. Crankk Network has allowed me to give away one license to one of you, my viewers here at Down Home Crypto. How do you enter? It's actually really simple. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Then go down in the comments section and simply type Crank It Up. And make sure to put in your Discord ID in the comments. That way we can make sure to deliver the license to the right person. Now on October 31st, I'm going to be drawing the winner and contacting you within the Crankk Discord. So make sure to join the Crankk Discord, and I'll put a link in the description down below. Now, for you beta testers out there, I've heard some of you have been running into problems getting the Anyyone test tokens on the Seploia network. Well, I happen to have 500 of them I'm going to give away. That's right. 5 of you can receive 100 Anyyone tokens plus 0.1 Ethereum on the Seploia network. That way you can get your Anyyone node staked up and earning in no time. How do you win? It's really simple. Just reach out to me in the Down Home Crypto Discord. And of course, there's a link in the description down below. Let me know you need some Anyyone tokens, and the first 5 people to contact me, I'll send 100 Anyyone tokens and 0.1 Ethereum on Seploia Test Network straight to your wallet. That way you can get staked and earning in no time. Now, if that's not enough sweet treats for you so far, well, that's good, because we got one more stop on our DePIN Tricks or Treats adventure. Now, for the last few weeks, I've been testing out a new device called the StarPlug, and I even released a video about 2 weeks ago here giving you a full breakdown of the project. But a lot of you have questions. Doesn't matter what I plug it into. How many tokens am I going to earn per week? And how can I boost my rewards? Well, that's what we're going to cover today. Now, as you can see, I've been running 3 different StarPlug devices. The first one is plugged into my router. Doesn't use a lot of wattage. The second one is plugged in the video game behind me. The last one is plugged into my computer that I'm actually recording and streaming with. Now, as you can see, the power consumption for each device does vary drastically. However, the earnings have averaged out to 66.49 tSTAR tokens per week. Now, the only variation is the C device because I just plugged it in, it didn't get a full week of earning. But across the board, it doesn't seem to matter what the wattage is or what device plugged into it, as long as the device is plugged into it. Now, we also know that there's one other way in which you can earn in the StarPower network, and that is with an NFT called a Nova Grant. Now, when you first get your device, you'll get a Nova Grant that'll last 10 days. Now, in that time, you can collect 5 Nova tokens twice a day for 10 days. That's a total of 50 Nova tokens. But if you want to sweeten up your returns, you can go to Magic Eden and purchase one of these Pioneer Passes. Currently, they're selling for 0.297 Solana a piece, or about $43. Now, that is a 100-day grant. And currently, my Pioneer Pass is paying me out 147 Nova tokens twice a day. That means the Pioneer Pass is going to pay me out almost 29,500 Nova tokens in the 100 days I'll have it. And on top of it, I can turn right around and get another Nova Pass and do it again. Now, as we know, StarPower is a very new project and we're still in the early stages, so do your own research and decide for yourself. But if you want a sweet deal on picking up some StarPlugs or other DePIN devices and accessories, then head over to our friends at AmpChampment, and I'll put a link in the description down below. But remember, use the discount code SERENITY to save 10% off every order. Now, this has been a pretty sweet journey so far, but I want to toss in one little extra boost. So here's the deal. Everyone who orders a StarPlug between now and December 1st will be entered into a raffle. And on December 1st, I will draw one lucky winner, and I will personally give you a Pioneer NFT, just to say thank you for sticking with me on this crazy journey. So, if you've enjoyed this content and you want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to keep bringing you the best crypto information I can. I want to thank you very much for your time. Until next time, have a great night.